Hey tag team, Allison Roberts here, and I am back with another tag. Tag means talk about grace. Today's tag theme is don't lose the awe. Don't lose the awe. Scripture reading comes to us today from Psalms 77, verse 14 through to the end, and it says, Thou art the God that does wonders. Thou hast declared thy strength among the people. Thou hast with thine arm redeemed thy people, the sons of Jacob and Joseph. The waters saw thee, O God, the waters saw thee, and they were afraid. The depths also were troubled. The clouds poured out water, the sky sent out sound. Thine arrows also went abroad. The voice of thunder was in the heaven. The lightning lightened the world. The earth trembled and shook. Thy way is in the sea, and thy path in the great waters, and thy footsteps are not known. Thou leadest thy people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. That is showing you just how awesome God is. And in this week, I was just looking at the sky, just randomly looking at the sky and just the clouds. It just felt so majestic. It almost seemed like the sky was a little further away than it usually is. And I just stood there and I looked and I marveled. Like there was just something in my heart that stirred up and got me considering just how amazing God is. Looking at the scripture, it speaks about the waters fearing the Lord himself. We know that in the Bible where there was a storm and Jesus was asleep on a pillow in the deck and the disciples were afraid, and Jesus was like, why art thou afraid? Ye have little faith. And he silenced the storm. So the power and the strength and the magnitude of God has never been understated in scripture. It has never been understated. But I think a lot of us have become very familiar with the God who saves, the God who is our friend, and we forget that terrible God, that God who allowed the Red Sea to swallow up the Egyptians, that God. And I'm reminded this week that God is awesome. He is to be revered. And so that's what I want to share with you guys this week. Can you imagine? Have you ever seen like an elderly couple that is like still just smitten over each other? That is like they are thinking like, wow, how did I get you as my partner? And they show it. The wife cares for the husband, and the husband shows so much gratitude when she does something for him, and he takes care of her. There is just so much to look at the little relationships, the symbiotic relationships in the earth that speaks of God in himself. Creation speaks of God in himself. And if we take our time to pause and think, we sometimes are distracted by the hustle and bustle of life, the everyday. You have to wake up, you have to go work, you have to hustle, come home, take care of your family, sleep if you can, wake up, hustle. So with that, it normally does not afford us the time to really just experience God in nature, to experience our surroundings and to see the splendor of God in just a leaf, the complexity of a small leaf, a leaf that falls off the tree and withers, the cycles of life, the cycles of fruit trees, and how resilient some of these plants are to just live through chaos. We also are his created beings, and we live through a lot, expressing so much resilience. And so when we think we are great and we're doing mighty things and we're awesome, that is owed back to the Creator himself. And so that's where the awe lies. When we're in a relationship, whether it be a friendship or a romantic relationship, it comes so natural to talk about our person or a friend. you're having a conversation and somebody says a word that reminds you of another conversation, or it reminds you of the person. You know, you're talking to your friend and you're saying, you know, ice cream would be nice. And you're like, oh, I remember when Tinder took me for ice cream, it was so sweet. Or, you know, I remember when me and my friend went for ice cream and we talked and it was such a vibe. That is in even greater measure how we should be talking about God, sharing the testimonies. When somebody says something, a testimony should come to mind. Something about God's character should come to mind. I will fair brag about him. I will fair brag at the fact that this God of the universe that is so grand has chosen to love us and call us children and friend. We get stuck on the children and friend part and make it get like a common, like we feel like we're up on the same level. But if you ever just take a break, look at yourselves, look at God, we have to remember to give him what he is due. We have to just be in awe. There's no other descriptive word that could even start to fathom or start to describe or start to break down the concept of knowing God, understanding him, seeing his creation. And I am stuck in awe at the point of his creation already. So you can imagine thinking about the being himself that is above all. So don't lose the awe. Don't forget that we serve a big God. Don't even think that there is any limits to him. Surrender your lives, surrender your concerns. You know why a lot of us worry is because we forget the God we serve, that he is in control of all things. Not just our lives, but everything that exists. From principalities and power, nothing can go down without his permission. Yeah, our God is the boss. And knowing that keeps me in awe. Just seeing his handiwork, even just stepping outside of my concerns, my needs, my wants, and just take a moment, take a fresh breath. Look at some plants, look at nature, just look on the sky. Listen to the sounds of the waves crashing against the stone. You know, it's not just fantasy life of finding peace, but it is finding God in everything. Yeah man, take some time to reverence him, take some time to give him glory for all he is, and he is so much more than we can even fathom. Take some time this week. Do not lose the awe. Do not. Have an awesome week, tag team. Bless them.